excellent. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the books I want to reread in 2016. The thing about me is that I don't reread books. I'm always like that kind of person who's like, okay, I need to read the next new YA book that just got released. I need to read it now. Or I'm that person, who needs to read a book that's been on their TBR for like a million years. I'm never a type of person who rereads books. Even if it's one of my favorite books, I never really reread them. But I feel like I should, because lately, even with some of my favorite books of all time, I haven't reread them, so I kind of forget how much I love them, and I don't want that to happen because that makes me sad. So I don't usually do TBRs, but I felt like this was kind of a special TBR because it's a whole year, I'm not really under pressure, and plus I've already read these books. So in 2016, I decided to reread these books that I'm going to show you now. The first set of books I want to reread is a trilogy, and you probably know what it is. It's The Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare. It's actually almost a 1-year anniversary since I read The Infernal Devices, and yes, I've actually made an anniversary for it. But yeah, it's almost been 1 year since I've read the trilogy, and you guys know how much I absolutely love this trilogy. It's one of my favorites of all time, and it's almost been a year since I've read it, and I really want to reread it and get back into this world. But I just miss these characters so much. I miss Will so much, and I've been really wanting to reread it for a while the past couple months, so I decided this year I'm gonna read it. I have one more trilogy to show you guys, and you probably know which one this is too, and it's the Legend Trilogy by Marie. My other favorite series of all time, and you guys know how much I love Legend. Oh my god, I just love Legend so much, and it's almost again a 1-year anniversary since I've read these books, and I just love them so much. I just love them so much, and I miss these characters so much. They mean so much to me, and I really want to get back into this world as well because these books are so action-packed. It's literally like you're watching a movie when you're reading these books. And I recommend them to basically anyone, female, male, if you're not into reading, if you're into reading. I recommend them to everyone because they're perfect, and I love them so much, and I've really actually been wanting to reread these books for a couple of months as well. So I am probably actually going to be rereading the series soon because this is at the top of my list. By the way, these are actually not in any particular order. I'm just showing you guys the books. Next book I have on my list is Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas, and this was in my favorites of 2015 video. I'll link it down below if you want to see it. I chose this as my favorite book of 2015. Like this took the cake. This was my favorite book of 2015, and it was just so good, you guys. Oh my god, this was so good, this book. It was the 4th book in the Throne of Glass series. If you have not read Throne of Glass series, you totally should. It's completely worth it. And I've never felt like this before, but since I finished this book back in October, I wanted to reread it right away. And I felt like I should have because I maybe would have enjoyed it more the second time. But my mindset was like, okay, no, Celine, you have to read your TBR. And I felt like I shouldn't have done that. I should have just reread it if I wanted to. So this is actually going to be another one of my first ones I'm going to reread. I absolutely cannot wait to reread this book because I just loved it so much. It is a bit of a commitment reread for one book because it is quite chunky, but I feel like it's worth it. The last book I'm going to reread in 2016 is another Sarah J. Maas book, and the sequel is coming out in May, and it is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. And the sequel, A Court of Mist and Fury, is coming out in May, and I read this book when it first came out, so last May, and I absolutely loved it. I actually read this one before Throne of Glass. One main reason I actually want to reread it is, first of all, because the sequel is coming out, and I don't usually do that because I have a good memory of books, and I don't usually do that. But another main reason I want to reread it is because I want to do a review on it. I want to do a book talk on it before the second book comes out because I want to kind of like have a book. I want to book talk the next one, so in order to do that, I'm going to reread the first one, and I don't think there's going to be a problem rereading the first one because I absolutely loved it. It was so good. I have so many feels on it, and when I book talk it, I get to discuss those with you guys. Those are the books I'm planning to reread in 2016, and I know that's not a lot, but as I said before, I'm not much of a rereader. The only time I'll actually ever read a book if it really means that much to me. So I also don't want to, I don't like TBR, so I don't want to make this reread TBR too big, because then I'll get like stressed out and I won't even touch the TBR, so I'm not going to make it that big. Comment down below if there's any books that you guys are going to reread in 2016, or if you guys even reread books, because I know there's a whole bunch of people who don't even reread books. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one very soon. Goodbye!